Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome to First Parish Unitarian Universalists of Arlington.
We choose.
We choose.
We choose to be
a liberal religious community.
Welcoming
to all.
We encourage each other
on our spiritual journeys.
Support one another
through the changes in our lives.
And challenge the excesses
and injustices of our time.
Called to love.
To love.
To love.
And upheld by joy.
We live our faith.
Amidst the hustle and bustle of this holiday season, I invite you to settle your minds, relax your bodies, and let us all take this opportunity to breathe together. Ground of our being, we give thanks for giving us the greatest gift of all, the gift of life. May we live each moment not taking this breath for granted. During times of difficulty, may we turn to our breasts and to one another for comfort and solace, especially those who are missing the presence of a loved one this holiday season. Lead us not into the temptation of rampant consumerism, but rather towards the gifts that truly matter, healed relationships, and connection through our full presence with one another. Spirit of life, grant companionship to those who are lonely, a warm shelter to those who are unhoused, and food for those who are hungry. May the carols we hear echo tidings of good cheer, and most of all, may we be the ambassadors of love, peace, and justice wherever we may sojourn this season. Amen. I invite us now to 2 minutes of silence.
Okay, my memory is of my blind grandmother as she was huddled by the warm fire in our house in Plainfield, New Jersey. And the doorbell rings, and a group of carolers from our church, which apparently happened every year, appeared accompanied by snowflakes in the sky. And they are singing, and I remember 3 carols. One was Il est né le petit enfant, or it might have been Le Divin Enfant. I was little, so I didn't quite know French then. There was Gloria in Excelsis Deo, and Stille Nacht, Heilige Nacht. It was not quite a week before Christmas, and we had just served my birthday cake, so I thought the carols were for me. But the tune was not Happy Birthday, and I was really confused. And yet this was one of my earliest experiences with other languages, and I would eventually, luckily, pass all 3 as part of my requirements for my doctorate. A year later, rather a day later, it was still snowing outside, and my childhood best friend Kathy and I were playing a board game called El Dorado. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but we had kind of snuck it off of her brother's shelf. And her mom was baking traditional Swedish cookies, roughly half-dollar size. They were topped with red and green sugar crystals. And we would be allowed to consume these, but her controlling mom would only allow us to have 1 cookie. And music was playing on the radio, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, Deck the Halls, when Kathy suddenly perked up and taught me a very different version, which I have since, as a musicologist, learned that it had its debut in 1948 with Walt Kelly's old comic strip, Pogo. I won't sing it, but it goes, deck us all with Boston Charlie, Wally Walla, Wash and Kalamazoo. Nora's freezing on the trolley. Swaller Dollar, Cauliflower, Allagaroo. Don't we know our carrot barrel? Lullaboy, Lillaboy, Louisville Lou. Trolley Molly, don't love Harold. Bula Bula, Pensacola, Hullabaloo. Well, her prim and proper mother was absolutely horrified hearing these words, even though we found out, and I realized later, she had grown up in Boston. And with that note, I'd like you to all rise and sing hymn 235, perhaps with more familiar words to deck the halls.
It says here, speak to the smiling faces in the back row, with it I could see well enough. Hearing from a friend that our church choir was accepting 8th graders, I hopped in. At my first rehearsal, we were practicing Carol of the Bells. Our director stopped and said, "Someone is dragging, and I think it's you." That was my learning to listen as much as I sang. Those early years in a church choir are likely why I'm here right now. Caroling parties in the late 70s and early 80s with our children's choir are a favorite memory for me. Our children rehearsed weekly after church, and they sang about 6 times a year. In December, we relied on their growing memory of the carols we brought out each year. Just one sing-through, and we were off. A big favorite was Deck the Halls with its fa-la-las. Reverend Grady would arrange an itinerary of visits to several parishioners who weren't able to come to church services. Charles was a great lead driver for our small caravan, and he never lost sight of us. We'd gather at the host's front door to sing our group of carols, and we grew more confident at each stop. The final destination would be our house for hot dogs and chili, a real once-a-year treat. The kids and parents fit beautifully into our cozy house. These were the biggest parties Nick and I ever threw, and they were great fun. And finally, a memory that is both old and ongoing. For nearly 60 years, Nick and I have attended a carol service at Harvard's Memorial Church. For us, this service marks the beginning of the holiday season. We hear seasonal anthems performed by the choir, and we, the congregation, sing along on a set of carols that is consistent across the years. One of these carols is very old, though it's young in comparison to our next hymn. The melody, called Personnent Hodie, was written in the 16th century. It was arranged by Gustav Holst in the 19th century, and in our hymnal, we have that melody set to 20th century lyrics, on this day everywhere. For this carol, the Mem Church Choir, mainly of students, has passed a tradition from cohort to cohort across the years. At the chorus, Ye Day O, 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 choristers and a fair portion of the congregation pull out bunches of keys and ring them to add percussion to the music.
In the spirit of old and new, I ask that you rise and sing with us our final hymn, O come, Emmanuel. Even if you were here last week and sang it again. Please join us.